Welcome to North Dakota State Stadium. It's the Northern Illinois Huskies and the North Dakota State Bison. Along with David Pollock and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Let's go down to Hollywood with the latest on the weather.
It is a beautiful day, but I can tell you it is very cold down here on the field. I see a lot of players putting their hands by the heaters. There's a lot of heaters set up here on the sideline. We'll see how that impacts the game. Keep you posted from down here on the field. Back to you.
Okay, Holly, I know you're out in the elements. Keep an eye on that. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Bison will have the first possession in this one as their offense comes out to go to work. We've had our eye on this guy for most of the season, and what a weapon he is. He is making a charge for the Heisman Trophy. And, David, I don't really think many would argue with it.
No, because it's been crazy. He's been the focal point of this offense, and he continues to deliver week after week. He's a superstar, putting up big numbers, carrying his team on his back. Jesse, that's a tough spot to do that for a whole year because of the physical pounding. It's been tremendous so far.
Yeah, can he keep it up is the question. And I think when I think back to the first half of this college football season, I think a lot of the most memorable moments and the best highlights have been this guy, right? He has shown up for his football team. He's done incredible things. Can he do that now in the second half of the season and make that Heisman push?
And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Well, he didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell incomplete.
Gets the back moving. Dropping back, it's Hayes. Finds us back in the middle. They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the first down. They have it at the 36. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quick give. It's Scott. Oh, he's got some space. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll rip the chains. This drive's been productive so far. Already picked up a couple of first downs, now out close to midfield. To the ground. He's got it again. This time stopped in the backfield and finding the sledding a little tougher than on that last run.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Oh, pressure's coming. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
A good job by this defense. Great job in the secondary. Eyes on the quarterback. They took away the first option, made him go to option 2, made him go through his progression, and then they got time to get home and get a hit on the quarterback.
Out wide right, it's Danzy. He'll be stopped short at the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one.
How good has this defense been coming in? They've had a plan for this receiver. He's one of the fastest guys in all of college football, but he has just not been able to get loose or make anything big happen down the field. That time,
he's got it. First down and more. And he's brought down, but he picks up the first down, and the gamble pays off.
wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that fourth down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra muscle on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 for the first down. Right back to the well. He's stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Pulled to the ground.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Moves the pocket. It's Hayes. Quick catch. Picks up enough to give them first and 10 from the 11. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Wide receiver comes in motion. Wants to throw one first. Maybe a miscommunication. That one didn't have a chance. Going to work on second down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Grab behind the line. It's Scott. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend.
And man, you gotta love that from your corner. Willing to pull the trigger right away. Obviously, the running back slips out of the backfield. They throw him the football, but he doesn't waste any time. He doesn't hesitate. Pulls it.
Touchdown, North Dakota State. Excellent pass by the back on the option.
This head coach wanted to come into this game aggressive, guys, and he did it in a couple different ways. On that first drive, nice mixture of throwing and running offensively, but how big was that gamble on fourth down? They got it, kept the drive alive. They end up scoring a touchdown, so it paid off. You can't start a game better than that.
So Northern Illinois' offense coming onto the field, and we'll get our first look at them in this one. And here comes Jalen Macon. They're putting the fortunes of this offense into his hands. Sells to run, looking to pass. Wasting no time taking a shot. Knocked away at the last minute, and that is precision defensive back play there.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
Man, it's nice having a QB that is going to hang in there. You could tell, hanging in there, he knows he's going to get hit, right? If I'm going to get hit, I might as well make a completion. Great job hanging in there, throwing the football on target and getting the completion.
Snap from the gun on third down. Extending the play. Quarterback slides, and he's got enough for the first down.
And usually when a QB takes off and scrambles, it's because the defense didn't do a great job keeping lane integrity, not keeping him in the pocket, letting him get outside, and then he can do damage. Then it's the next play that you have to play instead of this just the original pass. So defense has got to do a better job of keeping that guy in the pocket.
After the 9-yard pickup on first down, here's 2nd and 1. They'll ride him again. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line? 3rd and short now. They snap it from their own 46. They'll send the back in motion. Drives inside. He'll pick up a few on the play, just enough for the first down. They'll mark it right at midfield. And the Huskies are flying down the field. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Drops back on first down. Caught over the middle. It's Rodgers. They get him down at the 34-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup and a first down. The Huskies, after moving the sticks through the air, come to the line. They'll run it on the counter. Nowhere to go.
Linebackers in today's football, obviously, guys have gotten smaller. They got to play in space more, cover fast guys out on the perimeter. But how about this linebacker coming downhill and making a physical tackle in the hole?
Got it behind the line. It's Johnson. Could not make his way to the corner.
And a really nice job by the defense winning second down. I think the quarterback thought he could dump this off, maybe get some positive yards, set up a good third down. The defense did a great job responding and getting that running back on the ground.
On the run, fires downfield. He's got it. Touchdown, Husky. Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
Offense slips the running back out of the backfield. Nobody decides to cover him. My man makes the play. Shows off the hands first. Got to make the catch first. Does the rest. Walks in the end zone for the touchdown.
And he made the extra point without problem. So that was a 10-play, 75-yard drive. And they get it into the end zone on a 36-yard touchdown pass. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. North Dakota State sends the offense out, ready to get things rolling on this drive. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, how nice, too, to have the defense on their heels, because at this point, they don't know what's coming at them. They had problems stopping everything that last drive.
So I think this defense would come back with a little more aggressiveness. I mean, they let them have what they wanted. Now they got to dictate to this offense a little bit more.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early and often. There are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves, and they think, you know, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody on defense knows our guy is the focal point. But this offense is just keeping it simple. Let's just give our best player the football early in this game, and let's just get him into a rhythm.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Scott. There he goes. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on 2nd down here.
Man, when I can run the football like that on 1st down and create 2nd and inches and stay way ahead of the sticks and be in a position now where I can throw the football or...
Makes it down and room to run. Finally corralled and not before. He picks up the 1st down. New set of downs after the completion. Wide receiver going in motion. To throw, it's Hayes. Fires to the wideout. It's picked off, and that's number 10. Was looking for a little more daylight for a big return, but he'll settle for the pick.
I didn't realize it was an option route. Thought he was gonna fucking do a curl. Ridiculous.
Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
2nd and long here. The snap sets up the throw. Trying to make magic on the scramble. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
It's incomplete, and this ought to be a boost of confidence for this defense, getting a stop against these guys on 3rd down. Northern Illinois will line up to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Catches it cleanly at the 20. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. North Dakota State sends the offense out, ready to get things rolling on this drive. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you've got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
To the air, it's Hayes. Throws to the wideout. With the catch, it's Collins. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the 1st down. We'll take a quick break here. 2 minutes to play in the 1st half.
And listen, you get zone coverage and you can hit that curl route and he comes open continually. Keep hitting it. This might be a play to come back to.
The offense lines up at the 41 with a 1st and 10. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Snap on 1st down, lost the throw.
Bro, getting automatic fucking block shit. What the fuck? It's not even a coverage sack. Like, that shit happened ASAP, Rocky.
Brings it down on the right side. Crosses the 35. Out of bounds. Nice pickup on the play. Spotted at the 32. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Pressure in his face and he lets it fly. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to find another play.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
They'll go back to the air on second down. What a job to lay out and make the catch. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. Here comes the field goal unit. And he'll kick for the 3 from 36 yards out in the right half. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Looks as if they'll send out the field goal unit. And he'll kick for the 3 from 36 yards out in the right half. It's good. That cuts into the deficit. It's now 21-10.
And you want a touchdown, and you want to be aggressive right down the middle. This is the biggest mix of all of us down the middle, and I can trust this game.
And it'll come out to the 25. They'll attempt at a return. Just enough time to get on one final play of the half. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. Enough to move the chains. At the 45 on his way. Racing down the right side. And he'll take it to the end. He got loose. The mantra is always finish, and they're trying to do that here in the regular season with this Week 12 performance.
This offense looks like they're in a rhythm. Whatever they've been dialing up here in the first half, they've had a lot of success with it. You saw it on that last drive at the end of the second quarter. Scoring a touchdown, they're going to be difficult to stop in the second half. The defense has to start making adjustments.
We're just about ready to start the second half.
Oh my god.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Northern Illinois takes over as the offense heads to the field. They come into this third quarter with a lot of work they need to get done.
Yeah, and it starts with this possession. And I'm going piece by piece. I know this is Coach.
Oh, a lot of space. The 20. Touchdown, Huskies. Hauled that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score. Quick strike touchdown comes out and jump-starts the offense.
And, man, we see this in college football, so much explosiveness and firepower, and we get high-scoring game after high-scoring game, and it looks like we're on pace for one of those right now.
What kind of field position can he help them with on the return?
Got coverage strategy on conservative. We're getting beat over the fucking top. Explain that to me.
On the North Dakota State sideline, there is so much energy down here on the sideline. This running back has been on fire. They expected a big performance from him today, and he has delivered, just going over 100 yards already in this game. I expect them to continue to feed him the ball. I'll keep you posted from down here on the sidelines. Back to you.
Okay, Holly. With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. It'll be a gain of 6. Sets up 2nd and 4.
And that looked like an easy decision for the quarterback. Hand it off, give him the ball, let him get 5+ yards. Nice decision. Nice job by the running back getting the yardage.
Give to the running back. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down.
And it's going to be interesting to watch this defense, man, because obviously when you're trailing, and offenses can sometimes get conservative. That's 2 runs back-to-back. Do they get more aggressive and try to bring more guys near the line of scrimmage, not let them waste time, and try to get their offense the football back?
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Straight ahead, it's Scott. And he was able to run through one tackle, but still only a modest gain
focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Pushes ahead. Good effort, but he's going to come up a little bit short. It'll be 4th down and 1.
And this defense has got to be jacked up, man. They finally forced the 4th down, right? They've gotten a couple of first downs, got some things going, but I think it's decision time for this offense. And this D's got to do it one more time, right? They've got to get another play, a big 4th down stop here to get some of that momentum and get the football back.
Well, that's 2 very good decisions on that play by the quarterback, right? Number 1, not to hand it off. That was the right look to throw into. And the second good decision was his guy was covered, so don't throw it. Just take off and get what you can get. You got to like the decision-making this guy is showing right now in this game.
The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. They've got a really good drive going, but a little speed bump here at 2nd and 13. Trying to make magic with his feet. Taken down.
You know, we talk about quarterbacks having to make quick decisions, and I think you saw it on that play. Nobody opened downfield, and he just decided to take off.
This is the type of play that decides games. Are you tough enough to convert 3rd and short from the 30? Off the RPO, quick throw to the right. Just outside the red zone as they pick up the 1st down. They'll spot it at the 22. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Running inside. Scott. Tough run. Gets it into the red zone, and they knock him down at the 17. Halfway there on 1st down. It's 2nd and 5. Trying to run. It's Scott. He's all the way down to the 3. An electric run has him set up. So close to cashing it in for this offense. Back to pass, it's Hayes. Touchdown, North Dakota State. Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
And with this long drive, man, they're just showing you what they've been showing you throughout this football game. They can get it done. They can score points. And now, getting later in the football game, getting up by 3 possessions, the pressure is really on.
And the extra point splits the uprights. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Guys, we'll see what the plan is for this Northern Illinois offense. A quick strike touchdown up top the last time they had it, Jesse. They'd love to do it again.
No doubt. They've got so many playmakers on the perimeter, David. Just find a way to get these guys the ball.
Turning on the Jets. He's inside the 40. Past the 20.
You telling me we play good fucking football, and then the second half starts when we give up 2 one-play touchdowns. Y'all fucking up my stats, dog.
And with the extra point, they now trail 35-24. So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. He'll start the return inside the spot. Tackled and brought down at the 16-yard line after the return. Play action on 1st down. And that will be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter if they could have done it, but 2nd down coming.
When you talk about versatility at the running back spot, you got to talk about this guy in the conversation. He already has caught a touchdown in this one. They're still trying to throw him the football. That one goes incomplete, but I would keep this up if I'm on offense.
Complete to Williams over the middle. Good pick up a little bit short of the sticks.
For an offense, slant routes against man coverage are really a rhythm throw. You take your steps, you get the ball out, it's got to be in a good location. Quarterback and receiver on the same page there.
Gets it out to the 27-yard line, and they'll move the chains for a 1st down.
And that's got to be so frustrating for this defense. Man, he's already over 100 yards. Like, they're going to continue to feature him, especially on third down. And so far, this defense, they can't find the answer. They can't get him to the ground. They've got to find something to slow this dude down.
Sets his feet. It's Hayes. Dumps it off in the flats.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. And a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
The run inside. It's Scott. He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a first down. They'll need to show urgency to get another play off before the clock hits 0. As we wind our way toward the end of this one, gives us a minute to check out the Week 12 scoreboard and the top 12 teams in the country and how things are going there. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the first down. They'll ride the hot hand. 7-yard pickup on that one. Is now 2nd and 3.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going. You're just going to try and keep this thing marching, keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to find ways to keep the chains moving. They're doing it.
Great job on first down. Great job on second down. This defense needs to come up big one more time. They got to get the stop. Big-time moment. I got to get my offense the football.
That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45. They've put this ball on lockdown. 8th play of the drive coming up. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Scott. And after that last play, there is a Husky who has yet to get up. And is their senior defensive end, and they can ill afford to lose him for a long period of time. Holly Rowe will check in on his condition. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. On the run, it's Scott. Hit and stop right there. Not much on that pickup.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Looking downfield, it's Hayes. Right side, it's Scott. Just what they hoped for on third down as they've got a first at the 32.
Well, this defense has given up some big plays in this game so far, but they've got a lot of talent on that side of the football. Someone has to step up here, make a play, get a stop, and put their team in a position to win.
Left side, it's Scott. Out of bounds, right at the 20-yard line, edge of the red zone, and they have their eyes on the score. Defense has to be frustrated. The offense keeps matriculating the ball down the field. Getting work done on the ground. He's pulled down at the 14-yard line.
Man, that's the advantage of having a good coaching staff to teach these players in this type of situation with the lead late in the game. You want to stay in the field of play and keep the clock ticking. They do that after that nice run.
Pulls it. Quick toss. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity.
It's a veteran defense. They've seen option before. They were prepared to see it in this game, and you're seeing it on that play right there. Everybody doing a great job. Assignment football.
And he will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. And they'll send out the field goal unit. He'll line it up from 34 yards out. Absolutely center cut. And now the lead is extended a little further.
I really like the decision by this offense because now they got to score 2 touchdowns. Time is not on their side. I can stay very, very conservative, use that clock. I like the decision by this offense.
The Huskies offense out there and ready to go. Then that last drive, if you want to call it that, was efficient. One big run for a score, David. See if they can do it again.
You did. I find it hard-pressed they're not going to give it right back to him. You break that long of a run, get a touchdown, Jesse, I'm assuming he's going to touch it again.
You're absolutely right, David. Everybody in this stadium, I think, is expecting him to get it again, too. Big-time players make big plays in big games. Let's see what he can do here.
And he's slides to avoid the contact and did it just at the right moment and got the first down.
I love the play call there, too, because second and short, defense is thinking you might run it. So you try to catch them off guard with the pass. Nothing there. Even if you throw an incompletion, you're going to have a chance to run it the very next play, but it doesn't matter. This guy's just so athletic himself.
CPU playing some shady shit right now.
Northern Illinois back to work after picking up the first down.
That's what I'm going to say.
Second and 5 coming. Looking to
Is that the others?
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over.
Yeah.
There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
You got to think for offensively that you may have 2 more possessions in this game. You can still win. You've got to be aggressive. You've got to start taking shots vertically down the field, throwing to your best player.
No, there's one. Does bring down his first hit. This is all the stuff.
After being stopped there on 4th down, this game's pretty much over. We're going to have to go down in a 2-minute situation and put at least 7 on the board. They couldn't get it done. Things just haven't gone their way. It's been that type of day today. They're going to leave the stadium.
Harvesting.
The defense uses a timeout. That's their first. And now what will they come up with on this second down play? They give it back to him. Taken down. Timeout call by the Huskies. That's their second. They'll take a moment to gather their thoughts and put together a plan for this third down play.
The defense finally able to make a play, getting a tackle for loss. They haven't had many of those today because this running back really has answered the bell. They knew coming in they were going to have to give him the football, force feed it to him. They let him go to work. He's done that. Well over 100 yards rushing in this game. The defense just has not had the answers consistently for him.
And that's not a surprise to anybody, including the defense, and they turn and they give it to their running back, who they've been giving it to all game long. Up front, the offensive line, they deserve a ton of credit. Blocked and paved the way. This rushing attack has been lethal, and I'm not surprised that's how they
Doesn't make sense. I feel like
This one is over. Game, set, match. The defense had a chance to maybe kind of keep their team in it, but the offense said, take it to the locker room.
Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. Quick give. It's Johnson. Tackled almost immediately. Not a whole lot on that one. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running.
And after that run, getting right back up to the line of scrimmage to go hurry up, defense has to be ready.
Out wide left, it's Bryant. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. On 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it. Looking to the big tight end. Working a little foot magic on the sidelines, and it'll be enough for the first down. Extra DBs on the field to defend the pass. Fresh center downs going to the air. Shoots it to the left. They needed a big play, and they got it. And the foot down for the first down. And the Huskies come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Tells the play fake, wants to throw on first down. Caught behind the line, it's fouled. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain.
And this offense is going to have to find more explosive plays. And it can't just rely on the dink and dunk. It's going to have to find itself and score more points. And listen, they got beat up today. But moving on in the future, they've got some good pieces. They got to find a way to fit them together, create some explosive plays on this offense, because today they've been lacking.
Out wide right, it's Rodgers. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds. They have work in front of them on 3rd and short from the 42. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Deep shot for the end zone. Dangerous throw near the goal line.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in, you could tell.
And guys, hold that thought just a second, because here comes the 4th down play. If they don't get it here, this one is probably over. Snapped it, and he has to have it. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. That ball is intercepted at the goal line. And with that turnover, that'll finish the game. Winning those.
Win number 10, baby. Heisman. Heisman. Come on.
Championship. You wouldn't know that watching this winning team, David. Tremendous effort and tremendous execution.
I love competitive people. I love competitive